Hey, folks. Welcome to episode 53 of the Dangerously Strange podcast. I am your wonderful co-host, Benny David, and with me, as always, is George Lefty Odenbeard. How's it going, George?
I'm the one who doesn't whisper on the show.
I don't whisper. This is my voice. This is how I talk. We're just a year in and still haven't solved the microphone problem because we're professionals.
Yeah. This microphone is pretty good, though.
Like, it is pretty good.
This, at least when we do it on this computer, I can salvage the fact that you are a quiet talker.
Can't help it, man. Because if I'm thinking about my talking volume, then I'm not thinking about whatever it is we're talking about.
Right. Right. I don't know what on Mom and the Man-Child.
I listened to it. I don't know. Maybe my headphones were different. It seemed fine to me. Okay. There were some quiet-ish spots, but I heard myself.
I was listening through my car stereo.
That's probably different.
So it's certainly different. And it was literally like, you would go, and Becky would go, oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, well, I heard both sides of the conversations through my headphones, so
okay. Then
let's just hope
most of our listeners can hear.
Yeah, let's hope our listeners are headphone users.
And after like half an hour, or whenever you guys took the break, when you came back, that wasn't an issue again. So I don't know if it was just you were slightly differently positioned. What's your mic situation?
It was curious. We were using the lav mics, so I'm guessing those probably just didn't even register. We were probably just talking into her phone.
Yeah, I think you were probably talking into her phone.
Yeah, so whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah, it turned out okay.
It was clear. The sound was clear.
Yeah. Oh, I cleaned it up good.
Yeah.
Every time you guys paused recording, like on the break and then at the end, the last thing would be Becky saying something. We'll be right back, or laughing or whatever, and it chopped that and repeated it 6 times.
That's odd.
So it'd be like, all right, we'll be back. All right, we'll be back. All right, we'll be back. All right.
You should have put a beat over it.
Right?
And we'll be. Right. That'd be tight.
How did you like the rejiggered
music? Yeah, what did you just cut the end off?
The end off.
Yeah, I was listening for it, and then I was like, oh, it just went right into. Okay, that's fine.
It worked.
Yeah.
You got to be pulling out the YouTube videos, even if you're not watching it.
Listen, man, I do my best. All right, I'll try.
We got 2 views, and they're both me.
Hey, that's not my fault. That's your fault if you're listening to this episode right now. Go on the YouTube once in a while and just help a brother out. Help a brothers out.
For sure.
But, it is what it is.
Yeah.
We have no need to stress on it.
It's cool.
All we're doing right now, we're 6 episodes returned now or something like that. Yeah. And I still think this qualifies as shaking off the cobwebs. Everything feels forced still a little bit.
This is the beginning of our podcast.
Yeah, essentially.
We're really getting serious. We made our comeback, and we've been super consistent about recording and posting.
Promo's been okay. This last probably 4 or 5 days I haven't been posting a lot, but I'm having a little bit of a creative stall. I keep making 3/4 of a thing and being like, this is nonsense. But a lot of that is due to the fact that I just haven't done the work yet to go back and cut out a bunch of assets to use quickly. So I'm like, you know what I mean? I need to do that. I need to take a day about it and just cut out stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever, excuses. Other than that, I'm happy with what's going on. I'm just happy with consistency.
I was super pleased with the YouTube video for last week's episode, which I made entirely on my phone in Premiere Rush.
Yeah, you were pretty stoked, it seemed, about it.
Trying to familiarize myself more with it to be able to help you more with it. One thing that sucked was once I was done doing that, I had to have my phone plugged in and on the Premiere Rush screen for 90 minutes for it to
render or whatever.
Yeah, for it to render and export the video.
Yeah.
It was it was an obscene amount of time.
It's just not a phone task, right?
Right. Especially because I want to use my phone.
Right.
That was a day that I was too tired to work that day because I only slept like 3 hours. But luckily because I have to have my phone not on the Premiere Rush screen to be working.
Yeah.
But it turned out good, and I uploaded it to YouTube from my phone.
Nice.
Yeah.
I might be picking up a new phone here pretty quick. I'm just...
You get an iPhone?
Probably.
You really should.
Now that I've purchased the iPad, it's like...
Copy and paste, bro.
I'm thinking... Here's where I'm at on it. I'm like, shit, I'm at this threshold point where I'm like, I have this, obviously, line of credit I could use to purchase it, and that's not a problem, but I have... I'm not sure if I want to wait until the new one comes out or if I just want to go and pull the trigger on the 12 or whatever's out right now, 12 Pro Max or whatever. You know, because I think it's like something like September or something like that. And I'm like, it's kind of far away, but it's almost close enough where it's like, my phone's doing okay.
It's kind of far away, and that phone might not be worth the bump, right? If anything... I would encourage you to wait for the new one to come out so that you can buy the 12 cheaper for $300 less.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably going to happen where I'll just buy it when I am in the mood one day.
Right.
But I don't know. I was reading some stuff that the next ones might actually have some like significant differences, but I'm not in that world. I don't know how much bullshit gets thrown around.
Yeah. Like you really can't know until September.
Yeah.
Like. There will be leaks. There will be hints. Yeah. But at the end of the day, like...
Yeah, every time I've gone cell phone shopping in the last 10 years, it's always like this huge sifting process of all kinds of rumors and tons of like reviews. And you're like, who is this person even that I'm reading this from? You know what I mean? Like, it's yeah. I feel like it's probably the same as podcasting, where there's just like a bunch of fluff and then there's a sliver of genius every 1,000 times or whatever, you know what
I mean? I check out CNET a lot. I trust CNET.
Trust CNET
for tips on tech.
I might have to link you up with my teenager. She was asking me today my thoughts on some tablet technology. She's like, I know you just bought a tablet, and she's an artist too, and she wants to. She's got a laptop, but she's got a Chromebook, and she's not able to do a lot of things that she wants to do. And that was a my bad purchase. That was like Christmas 2 years ago or something. I didn't realize how limited they were.
You didn't pay that much for it. It's a Chromebook, right?
Yeah, it was. I don't know, $300-400 or something at the time.
It's not terrible.
Yeah, but it's fine for her. She uses it for Netflix and chatting with her friends, all the things. But
basic internet shit, it's perfect for.
She has a drawing tablet thing that doesn't work with it.
Work with it, yeah.
And then she doesn't even want to mess with that anymore. She wants to get like something like this, just where she can just draw on it.
Right, like a Microsoft Surface
and she's got
an iPad.
There's some games and stuff too that she's like wanting to be able to play.
iPad's the way to go, in my opinion.
Yeah, I know, but
I'm that guy.
It's a price thing, is what it is.
Sure.
She's already trying to figure out how she's going to negotiate that with, her multiple households. And
I'd recommend the one that I have, which is the student iPad.
I looked it up on the website today. I was surprised to see that it's more expensive than the regular iPad.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I figured it would be cheaper. I don't know why I figured that, but
I don't know why it is more expensive.
It's not much. It's like $399 versus $349 or something.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's still, I was like, what? I thought it was going to be $299 or something. You know what I mean?
I would have imagined, I haven't looked at the price on it lately. I would have imagined it would be less by now because it's over a year old.
Yeah. Whatever.
But
part of me is very excited to see her getting a new toy. We'll just figure out how we're going to get it to her.
Mm-hmm.
Big news on the business front. I don't want to divulge too much because it's all just talk at this point, but we did talk to that broker again. I don't know if I mentioned it on either of our podcasts, but we were looking at a store in a more rural area of Northern California. It's like a kind of multi-purpose property, kind of a dynamic. They do it's kind of a small restaurant attached. There's like a storefront attached. There's like a wine.
There was a restaurant.
Not a restaurant. It's like a sandwich walk-up type of.
Still.
Yeah.
Little bistro.
Little
cafe thing. Sure.
Full commercial kitchen attached. 2 walk-ins, like a regular walk-in, and then just like a cold room. Mm-hmm. All these. It's a really, really nice property. Really well priced. We toured it a few weeks ago and really liked what we saw. The people were very nice and very open and willing to, they seemed very negotiable and all these things. So we showed interest, and then we came up with a list of questions. We emailed the agent recently, and he took a little bit to get back to us, but he's kind of in the process of working with them to get some of the information we requested, but they're out of town. And we got on the phone with him today and bounced around the idea of some of the things that we're hung up on. Seller financing being one of the things for partial part of the amount. And it seemed positive. It seemed like without us showing our cards, it seemed like they're willing to do more than we need.
Okay.
Right. So
do that.
Very exciting.
Do that.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
So just with that conversation, it became, this was like 2 hours ago, became a lot more real. It was like, oh, this might happen in months, not like weeks or months, not a year. Like we were thinking, you know what I mean? Like the timeline could really accelerate fast.
That's dope. Full commercial kitchen. You could start a delivery only restaurant and be on all the apps.
I might try to do another walkthrough, man. I might have you walk through with me just to see it.
I'd be down for that.
They're not open. Otherwise, I'd say let's just go there. But
we give a look.
They're ready to roll. Like also when we talked to them, they were like, we'll make sure you're ready to do business like day one. They were gonna like leave us fully stocked with like a week's worth of inventory and stuff.
Okay.
So I was like, this might be a rarer opportunity than we realize.
Turnkey, as they say.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a turnkey thing. And then they're totally untapped on the internet. They have like a lot of heat behind some of their recipes and stuff, and like frozen things that are shippable that they're not shipping. They're not doing any kind of e-commerce thing. So I'm like, yo.
That's exciting.
Yeah, that's real exciting. So
yeah.
I'll be looking at you for some guidance there.
Hey, I need a job.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I'm doing the make it rain gesture for those who aren't watching, which is all of you.
Whatever. Check out our YouTube.
Yeah, check it out. Like, subscribe, share. Hey, friends. Yeah, so that's cool. Other than that, found out my daughter might have asthma the other day, which is a little bit of a bummer. However, I'm not entirely sold on that aspect because
she's not even fat.
I don't think that mattered.
Isn't that where you get asthma?
She's got like a nasty cough, but it doesn't sound like an asthma cough. It sounds like a bronchitis or phlegmy. You know what I mean? Like of course the doctor says the thing. I got to trust the doctor to some degree, but I'm like, it just doesn't sound like I've been alive for 33. I know what phlegm sounds like.
Right.
You know what I mean? But we'll see.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
She doesn't have to carry an inhaler for the rest of her life.
Yeah. I don't think so. I'll make her do wind sprints. I don't give a You'll grow out of it.
You will grow. I mean, I grew out of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I did.
She's super active too, so it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're all caught up.
All right.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Take it easy.
Philosophy. I don't know.
Ethics. Kant.
I don't know. I'm not familiar with Kant.
Immanuel Kant. Kantian deontology.
Are you coming here with full? You did research?
Did you? Oh, you didn't want me to give you a 45-minute ethics lesson?
No, I'm down. Let's hit it.
I actually just exerted all of my.
You're done. You're like, I'm just gonna say Kant.
Yep, Immanuel Kant.
What's okay? Give me.
Kantian deontology.
All right, say a word I've heard before. Give me.
You can flip a switch, and the train will kill one person instead of three. Do you do it?
Oh, it's that sort of thing.
I don't know if that. I don't think that has anything to do.
Okay, so this Kant guy.
Kant talks about. Give me some for the greater good.
Give me some context. Is this?
It's about the greater good.
Is he alive?
No.
Is he
hundreds of years old.
We're talking like Aristotle?
No, could reel it in.
Somewhere between now and
Aristotle and here there was Kant.
Okay, cool. We got Kant. Was Kant a career philosopher, or was he like a?
I think he was a.
He was like an academic.
Man. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did that work? Like even back to the Aristotle.
You go to school.
You just stay in school,
and then
right?
You stay in school, right? And you become a professor of that.
I think that's still kind of how things work now. That's how it still
works. Yep. You write books. You become a tenured professor.
Which is a weird...
You write articles.
That's a weird thing.
And then you read articles and write articles about the articles that you read.
And then these are the smartest people.
Right.
That we recognize in society.
Right.
The reason I think that's weird is because if they're inside of...
They don't do anything.
Academia forever.
Yeah. No,
how do you really know anything?
No.
Outside of what the last smart guy before you wrote. And then you build on top of his smartness.
All the way back to Aristotle and beyond.
But like, if I'm like, do you know what it feels like to... I don't know.
Get your dick wet?
I was literally trying to find any other example except for some sex thing, and that's the only place I can go with it. And then
all philosophers back to the beginning of time
have dry dicks.
Okay,
that's fucked. That's a rough life.
Yeah, but it gives them lots of time to think.
Books, not looks. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So Kant, he was the fuck, marry, kill guy of philosophy. Is basically what you're telling me. He's like, well, the one you just said, kill one person or kill three people. That's pretty obvious. But do you have like an actual, like a stumper?
I can't think of another guy, the other side versus Kant, and I can't tell you which way Kant leaned either. But the question is like between like good and bad, right? And is your intention what's important, that you meant to do good, or are the actual results of your actions important? As in, did you do good?
All right. And then the philosophy over the top of that is, how do you decide what is good and what is bad?
Well, yeah, true.
So like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm asking you that question. Like, how do you, in real time, you can't just lean on, the law. I'm asking you a personal philosophy.
Right. Well,
how do you decide what's good?
There are human consensuses, right? Like, don't rape kids. Don't rape anyone. Don't kill people. But like, then don't kill people. Well, what if you have to save a bunch of people by killing someone?
Right. So that's where the judgment
right
comes into play.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the only thing you can do.
That's like the kill one person to save three. You're killing that person on the other track.
Yeah,
right? You are saving those other three people, but if you didn't flip that switch, the man on the other track would still be alive. Right? So is the greater good worth you being a murderer now?
Yeah, I think it would be important to say, just in this day and age, that like you don't get credit for saving the people. Like, you're just making this decision, and it's a personal.
Yeah, nobody's going to know.
You're not putting it on social media that you saved three people.
Right. Nobody's going to know about any of it.
Right.
So then it just comes down to
your conscience.
Yeah, like.
So absent of like religion, absent of the law.
Right.
Your best friends are not in the building. You're just like, you just see a situation happening.
And then from the philosophy side, like, then you go, well, who is that one guy? And who are those three people? Right? Are those three people kids?
Do you even have time to ponder any of this?
And the other guy, it's an old man who's going to be dead next year anyway?
Is he?
Then I'll flip the switch, no problem, right?
Yeah, is he a war veteran that saved 1 million people or something?
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of question there to just be able to answer the question, do you flip the switch?
Yeah. I think the quick math that happens in our brain for like an ethical decision is probably based around like, okay, if everyone else was in my position, what would they do? If everyone acted this way in the world, would it be better or worse?
Right. Which
is a hard question.
It is a hard question, but I also think these days, most people who aren't evil, which, again, we're on ethics, so what is evil anyway? But the greater good is the consensus answer is save the 3.
I think time out real quick. I don't want to stifle your thought, but I think I understand why academics all have dry dicks. Because can you imagine like watching Netflix with somebody who they're just like, what even is? It's just like, do you want me to give you a little tickle? I'm like, what even is a tickle? She's like, you know what? I'm gonna go. I'm tired of these questions. As you were.
What will it do for the world if you give me that tickle?
I don't even think. Right? Yeah. She's like, are we spilling a seed that could potentially be the life that cures cancer?
Right. Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
By the way, spilling a seed, that's a hot one.
Yeah.
Hot take. Hot give. I don't know.
Hot something.
Yeah. Hot sauce.
Fired up.
Yeah.
But no, okay, you were the one who came up with this topic, so hit me with what you meant.
Well, no, I picked it because I felt like it was like, as it's been already, like there's a lot of open-ended tangents, like philosophy in general. I haven't given it the due of research that I was hoping to when I told you that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think an overarching philosophy is a pretty hard thing to nail down personally. But if I had to, I think it's like I would go more Confucius-y with it and be like, philosophy of life is like trying to learn oneself.
Sure.
Always, right? So that would be like your ethics, that's it, I guess.
Angles.
Your angles, your honor code, your goals, what motivates you,
mm-hmm.
Yada, yada, yada. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough thing.
I have a quote. And
actually, go ahead.
Uninspected life. I don't know. I got nothing.
The study of fundamental nature of knowledge, reality, existence, especially when considered as an academic discipline. So that's the actual definition of philosophy. Thanks, Jamie. Particular system of philosophical thought. The study of theoretical basis of particle branch of knowledge or experience. All right, so...
An unexpected life is not worth living. I actually was right on the right path.
Nice.
Ancient Greek. Socrates.
Yeah, that's... I mean, not to be a bummer about it, but like, that's often when things feel lowest in my life, is when I've kind of just been going through the motions.
Right. If you're not paying attention,
you're just,
to what you're feeling and thinking.
Yeah, and I think that's like what's going on a lot now in America. I couldn't speak to the rest of the world, but I just think with technology and the state that it's in, and our capitalism and everything else, it's all like we're always in reaction mode. We wake up to an alarm, we go to the place with the corporate job that has the rules, and the boss says the thing, we do the thing, we get the notifications on our phone, we see an ad, we order a thing from Amazon. Like everything is just like, and there's, and now you're seeing like a whole economy, well, you've been seeing for years, developing in contrast to that, like
mindfulness,
wellness,
mm-hmm.
like meditation, yoga's exploding.
To me, the like wellness industry though is just still just that. Like, it's not even
What do you mean?
helpful. Like, they're just selling you herbs. Just like Amazon, you know what I mean? They're still just Instagram advertising you.
Wellness is an abstract term, so they can put a ton of shit under it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
As far as the industry, I'm just like, it's all just Instagram ads.
I mean, wellness or self-care or whatever. You can sell somebody a pill. You can sell them a prepackaged meal plan. You can sell them a workout plan. It could be a speech. You can go to a Tony Robbins seminar, and that's wellness. That's self.
Listen, if you can walk through the fire, you can do anything.
Yo,
that's my Tony Robbins impression.
Tony Robbins just needs to tell us all how we get our heads that big, because that's all I want.
I never touched that woman.
Dude, that guy was bulletproof on that shit. I don't know exactly what happened, but it was like, did you hear Tony Robbins got caught up with this sexual misconduct? And then it just was like, it was gone in like a day.
Yeah.
And he's still just like, yeah, I'm just going to keep giving
also,
my speeches.
Also, that woman came out and was like, y'all got it twisted. Tony Robbins didn't fuck me over.
Oh, okay, perfect. Then that's what happened.
Yeah,
Okay.
like everybody reacted to some interaction that they had at an event.
Yeah.
That everybody was like, whoa, Tony Robbins, you can't talk to women like that.
Yeah.
And then the woman came on social media and was like, nah, he fucking inspired me. Shut up.
Yeah. Well, okay.
That's how I recall that going down. And yes, it was done in a week. Like less than a week, it was blown over.
Yeah. I personally responded to it both ways. When I heard the thing, I was like, oh yeah, he for sure seems like he could do some creepy shit. And when it went away, I was like, yeah, it also seems like he could A, talk his way out of it, or B, people just saw some weird shit because he's a weird guy and has weird people around him and they do weird close things.
Do you think Tony Robbins is related to that guy who's in like sci-fi movies that plays like the giant? Because he kind of looks like him and he has that same
Which
voice. Guy? He's in like the Hercules TV show as some bad guy. He's in like lots of like one episode of a TV show as a creepy, very tall bad guy. He looks like Tony Robbins.
I don't know, maybe. It's quite possible that all these dudes of a certain size are related, because there's only like 8 of them.
Right, and shape. I'm saying like head shape too.
I'm talking straight like bigness though. Like there's like
we got great collie.
There's like a handful of dudes that are just like 7'8" and up or whatever. I don't think Tony Robbins is that tall, but like just like the mountain or whatever, and all these, like there's got to be something.
Tony Robbins. Here's something about the Tony Robbins thing. Just exactly what you're saying. When you're that big and have that much presence, like that, am I doing a decent Tony Robbins jokey voice when I'm doing that? Like he's a big, booming guy and he's always, right? I feel like, how could he have ever lacked any confidence?
Well, I mean, I get that. I'm big and I lack confidence. I'm not Tony Robbins big.
Right.
But like, I don't know if I've talked about this on the episodes before, but there's a force that I feel, and this is my own, we're talking my own pathologies, my own projections, and all that. But like, I've always felt the need to counteract my physical size with like shrinking my presence.
You don't want white people to be scared of you.
Well, I mean, maybe that's part of it now. That wasn't it when I was young, though. When I was young, like my half of my family is white people. You know what I mean?
I was just referencing the previous episode.
You're for sure not wrong, though. I'm just let me clear. It just wasn't always that.
Right.
Like, but the thing has always been there of me being like the biggest person in the room generally, and having a deep voice, and getting angry is like threatens people's sense of safety.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. Like
if you get real mad, people run away.
Well, I don't know if
you trigger people's fight or flight.
Yeah, just like there's just a and again, I could be projecting, but like there's a palpable feeling when I walk into a room and everyone in the room is significantly smaller than me, which is common. And I just feel like I have to be extra nice, extra quiet.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, don't get in people's space. And over the years, like I feel like I've overcorrected to the point that now we're talking like social anxiety status where I walk into a room and I'm just like, I just don't even want to be around people because I don't know how I'm supposed to act. You know what I mean? Like, so that's kind of like the progression. So yeah, I could see how he might have to have worked against it, but he's also a psychologist,
right?
You know what I mean? Like by trade.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he understands the mechanisms of all of that and public speaking, and he's got those muscles super strong, and now he's a gojillionaire.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like after you cross certain thresholds, things just continue to get easier in that regard.
For sure.
But I don't know.
Real quick on your topic of being big and feeling like you gotta come down from it.
Yeah.
I kind of had the opposite problem in high school or whatever, because I'm stunningly average in height and size. I was fat, but I was like, I'm real average height.
I feel like you're not short.
But you're tall. John's tall. Brad's tall. Max is tall. All my, over the years, like, number one homies that I hung out with were, like, a head taller than me.
Yes.
And so I felt like, I always just felt like the short one.
No.
You know? Going into Walgreens and I'm, like, at your shoulder. You know? Like...
Yeah, I feel that, I guess. That's, yeah, how'd you deal with that?
Nothing. I just was short.
Did you, like,
but
feel...
I found out in the last handful of years that I'm, like, average to a little bit tall.
Yeah, I would say you're tall if you're shorter than me, but you're tall.
Yeah, I'm tall. I'm tall overall. Like,
right.
I'm I'm 4 inches taller than average.
You're for sure California tall.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't know. That's an interesting thing to figure out as in your 30s.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I never thought I was short. Like, short. But I just, because all my best friends over the years have been so much taller than me, I just didn't know I was tall.
Isn't it funny how we all have like these like weird, like I look at a short guy and I don't want to be short, but I do look at a short guy and envy the fact that the world is built for him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
If we were, I don't know, in nature, of course I want to be big and tall and strong and all this.
Right.
But like, I like to walk into a Walmart and pick out a pair of jeans.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
So it's like, it's interesting. But
everything's made for the average man.
Yeah, but I feel animosity from short people hard, especially like when, I was single and stuff and being out in the wild hunting for women, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like there's a palpable like competitive vibe that's out there. And I've definitely gotten like the benefit of being tall, where I get
short
like
guy, stink eye.
Yeah. And like seeing this short guy like in great shape and well dressed and driving a nice car, and I'm just like showing up from work and I smell like work.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Fish.
And like
fish.
And I'm just like being an asshole, and like the girl's like, hey, and I'm like, what? All right, whatever. I'm not gonna decline.
Right.
But yeah, it's weird. Not every girl responds that way. I'm not saying every girl was like, ooh, the tall guy, but like it's definitely served me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a bonus from that end.
Athletics, it's always good. Like even if proportionally I'm not as strong as somebody, like ratio wise, I'm still stronger than you. I still can lift the thing that you can't lift.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's always been not fun, but an interesting thing to navigate in life.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even realize my voice was that deep till we started doing this podcast. I was like, oh, I sound a lot like my dad.
That's how it goes. Yeah.
Which is the funny thing.
Kantian deontology.
Kantian deontology. Can you tell me what deontology means?
I actually tried to look it up, and the excerpt from Wikipedia that came up on Google was like too complicated for me to read. So
you're like, I Googled it, and then I needed to Google the first 6 words of the definition. Yeah.
Deontology is an ethical theory that uses rules to distinguish right from wrong. Deontology is often associated with the philosopher Immanuel Kant. Kant believed that ethical actions follow universal moral laws such as don't lie, don't steal, don't cheat. Deontology is simple to apply. It just requires that people follow the rules and do their duty. This approach tends to fit well with our natural intuition about what is or isn't ethical. Unlike consequentialism, which judges actions by their results, deontology doesn't require weighing the costs and benefits of a situation. So I nailed it pretty much with what I was saying before.
So let me make sure I understand.
If your intentions are good, you are good.
Okay, so it's not an overall. It's a ethical, moral decision based on what's right in front of you, but not the results of what may happen. So you're not saving the baby because the baby might cure cancer someday. You're saving the bus full of people or whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right. The greater good.
Right. It's a numbers probably thing in most examples, if that's an option. That's quantifiable. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that. I learned that just now. So thank you. That wasn't terribly hard to understand definition when read aloud.
Yeah.
We did it together. I love your shirt, by the way. I just noticed that.
Thank you. I made this shirt.
Nice. Planet Pizza for the fans of Toy Story.
It's Pizza Planet, but...
Pizza Planet, sorry.
Yeah, I felt...
The internet just learned that I'm...
You're full word dyslexic.
Yeah. Full word. They're on top of each other.
Yeah, you're line by line dyslexic.
Yeah, that's a rough one. That's toughy.
That's a heavy burden that you must have to live with.
Oh, you guys don't read from the bottom up? That's... I guess you're...
Only on the road.
Okay.
Right?
Sure.
Like, stop here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That makes... Is it like that?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess you're right.
Mm-hmm.
You might be right.
I'm for sure right. Most of the time, there's not multiple lines, but stop here is one you see on the road. That it's stop is in front of you, and then here is in front of it.
Okay. I'll ponder that. I'll be looking.
So it looks like here, stop, if you're reading it properly.
Here, stop. Do us a favor, guys. Go
here,
ahead.
stop.
Go ahead and take a break. Do a lap. Find something written on the street and let us know the stop order. We're going to go ahead and take a break. We'll be right back after a word from someone or something.
Listen in on the quirky conversations between a woman with opinions, convictions, and energy, and her man-child of a husband who brings it together with banter and the not-so-occasional moderately inappropriate response. Mama and the Man-Child, featuring Ben and Becky, is now available at dangerouslystrange.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
Pro tip: never come in the wind. It's not. You don't want that because it's gonna get all over you.
Oh.
I don't know what that gap is.
I don't know how to respond to what you just said. I want to be clear. Nobody came just now.
we didn't take a break to do.
There was wind, however. I don't know.
Game.
I don't know where George's.
Right before I hit record, when I was putting that table away, I said a lot of things coming in the wind.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still solid advice.
Sure. It's an update on not pissing in the wind, obviously.
Right. No fluids in the wind. Probably.
Yeah.
You probably, poop's probably heavy enough to poop in the wind, but
honestly,
I wouldn't.
Depending on the velocity.
Oh, boy.
Because it's got some weight behind it. More than piss.
Enough is enough.
Yeah, we'll cut all that
out. Where are we at? We didn't even decide what we were going to talk about. We usually don't, but George,
but we had a productive.
You said on a hard tone, you were like, "We're not talking philosophy on this next segment," and we did not.
Well, neither of us prepared. I had two phrases, and they were directly related to each other. I mean, we ended up having some good discussion.
Yeah, I had like the definition of philosophy and then like 100 questions that are just like, but what about this? But what about that? None of them pertinent. They're just all based on each other. But what is time? But what is life?
But that's what philosophy is.
Yeah.
Is 100 questions about each other.
Yeah. So I guess we're talking about philosophy. Yeah. It's like, what is a chair? You know?
Yeah.
Tell me what a chair. How do you know what a chair is?
How many legs does a chair have? If it's only got 3 legs, is it really a chair? Sounds like more of a stool to me.
Yeah. Tough.
I ordered a hat on Instagram.
Yeah. Does it say event monitor?
It does not. It actually, it's a beanie, and it has 3 little elastic patches on the cuff, so that you can put like your Apple Pencil or regular pencil or whatever. It's a tactical beanie. So you go.
Is that the actual beanie?
This is it right here. Yeah, it came. But it's like a child's size. Turns out it's a very small beanie. Very small.
You can't pull that down anymore? Man, I wish we were doing video right now. This is...
I can pull it down a little. I mean, I think this might be how it's supposed to fit. But I had hit them up when I ordered it. I had hit them up on Instagram. Because it's a cool business. They got a cool vibe. Black owned, which I'm a fan of supporting if they mention that in their Instagram profile. And I hit them up when I ordered it because I had been eyeballing this beanie for months. And I was like, hey, I finally ordered one. I'm stoked. And they were like, awesome, bro. And then it got here, and
George is answering some kind of alarm that's going off in the distance.
My mom's glucose meter is beeping. I don't know where it is.
Is that dangerous? Does that mean she's having a glucose issue?
She's not near it.
Oh, okay. Well, while George checks on his mother, we'll talk about his dumbass small hat. It's not a dumbass hat, but it is dumbassedly small.
Well, so put another marker so I can delete that out.
No, we talked through it.
I hit them up when I tried it on this morning. And I was like, sadly, it's very small. And they hit me back fairly quickly. And they were like, oh, you got a small one. We heard that some really small ones went out in this batch. We're going to send you another one and see if that fits better. Otherwise, we'll just refund you.
This batch?
Yeah, I guess, the order they placed for these hats to be made, some of them were really small. And I told them, I hit them back and I was like, yeah, I thought it was maybe a child size, but I figured it was just because I got a big old fucking head. So
both things are true, maybe.
Yeah. But then, I put it on again. I kind of looked in the mirror and I was like, I guess, it doesn't, it's not, it's small. It's pretty small.
Well, you're making it fit decently, but it is tight, right?
It's not squeezing on me, but if my hair's not just the right way, it won't stay on my head. It'll just slide up my head.
Regardless, it is, it seems to serve the function.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool hat. I mean, I like
it's a cool idea.
Right? This one's this way.
If for nothing
so
else.
That you can do like this.
If you're just in your laboratory working and that's your habit, maybe you normally stick it behind your ear.
Right.
But when you don't have the pen in it, it actually fits quite better.
A little bit, but look, you see the patches are all the way down at the edge.
Yeah.
But that's not, they're supposed to be in the middle of the cuff. You see where the cuff is when it's not on my head? Yeah. It's a very small.
Whatever. Let's get off this visual topic since we're an audio show currently. But dope idea. Hopefully the new hat serves you well.
Hopefully they don't send me the exact same hat. That's what I'm worried about.
We're on standby.
I just have a fat head.
We're not going to name this company yet until we decide finally how the final version of the hat fits.
Right. When they send me the next one, next week we'll put a picture, maybe side by side, of the tiny one and the full size one. Mm-hmm. I'm worried that they're going to send me the exact same hat and I just have a big fat head. Because I do have a big fat head. It's a large head. I wouldn't call it a big fat head.
You're brainy or whatever.
This episode of Dangerously Strange is brought to you by Fatheads. Did you ever want to have a football player pasted up on your wall and looks like he's going to throw a football at you? Now you can. Fatheads.com.
Also, we're not affiliated with Fatheads.
No, unrelated.
That's a weird thing that happened. They're selling cardboard cutouts of athletes.
It's a sticker. It's not a cutout.
Oh, it's for the wall?
It goes on your wall. Yeah. All different. It's all different. You could get Guardians of the Galaxy on your wall.
Cool. I mean, I get it.
It's the same as a cardboard cutout, but it's for sticking on your wall.
Yeah. I get the appeal. You could, like, if you have a man cave or something.
Right.
That's cool.
Yeah, you have your favorite quarterback.
Yeah, if you're trying to be dry for the rest of your life. Yeah. Fatheads.
Darth Vader.
I actually have I have a big head on a bigger body. I think I have a small head.
Oh, of you. Yeah. You're saying you. You think your head is...
I feel like when I see photos of myself, like full body, I'm like, that.
You think your head's too big for your body?
I think my head's too small for my body.
Oh, I think you're pretty proportionate.
And then when I lose weight, my head's too big for my body.
I think you're pretty proportionate.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You're pretty proportionate too, because I've never seen you a different way.
That's fair. These are my proportions.
Those are your proportions, right?
Yeah. I mean, I used to be fat. More fat.
If you had I've seen the pictures of you when you were really thin, and you looked strange to me.
Oh, but strange to me too.
I don't know how you would strike a new looker, but I was like, oh, that doesn't seem like George to me. Yeah. You seemed emotional for no reason in a photo. I think it's probably because they were all in black and white, because you were probably emotional.
Yeah, maybe so.
That happens with low blood sugar.
Mm-hmm. I had some not great beards in that time.
Yeah, well, that happens.
Chin beards.
I've been through the epic weight loss thing before, and sometimes you take some swings. Mm-hmm. You do some things, and you're like, well, maybe I can pull this.
Yeah.
This hat off and this lip ring combo with this jacket or whatever. You know what I mean? You do some shit and you don't always win.
Mm-hmm. One time I had that mustache, like the Lemmy, where it's like your mustache comes down the side of your lips and then goes across your jawline up back into your sideburns.
Oh. Without a beard?
No beard underneath. No beard on the chin.
How long did you do that?
Chin naked. I did that right before trying out for a play, and the director made me keep it. So I ended up having it for 4 or 5 months. Because I had to...
How'd that affect your life?
I mean, I was in a play at the time, and...
What was the play? I
had recently lost the weight.
Uh-huh.
And so I was one of the more attractive straight men in the...
What was the play?
The Writ. No, the Writ. Yeah, the Writ. You
said it 3 times. It's probably the Writ.
I think it's the Ritz. Yeah, I think it is the Ritz.
How many plays have you been in?
A couple.
2? Yeah. And you can't remember the name of one of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was one of my heavier drinking times. But how did that mustache affect my life? I don't think that much. Not that much.
You do stuff. People are used to it.
Yeah. But those were all new. A lot of those people were new people to me.
Mm-hmm. Even better, though.
Yeah. Yeah. So weird beard. Lost the weight. I was in Assless. I was in, Chaps. Yeah, I was in Chaps for that play. Everybody else mostly was wearing towels. It's a play about bathhouse.
Wow.
like where you go to have gay sex.
Okay.
And I was wearing leather chaps and a vest for that play.
Right.
And like a thong underwear.
Oh boy.
Should I post some pictures? Should I put that in the show notes? Picture of me and assless chap. All chaps are assless. All chaps are assless. So when I say assless chaps, I stumble over it because it's not. It doesn't make it. It's stupid to say that.
Yeah, but I'm not sure I've ever heard anybody say it differently.
Right. They're assless chaps.
Yeah. It's like
the point is you're not wearing pants underneath because you're supposed to the point of chaps is that you have pants underneath and they're like protecting your legs, but you wear them assless by not wearing pants with them.
Okay. I think that's an important detail to include just for the sake of don't show up to this meeting. If I say chaps, you need to know that we require.
You need to wear your jeans underneath.
Yeah. I'll say assless chaps if I need you to not show up with your jeans.
Yeah. If we're trying to see your dong through your underwear, I'm going to say assless chaps.
Yeah.
And I actually had to wear 2 pairs of underwear and put a sock in the front of my thong because the stage lighting, you could see my cock and balls through a single.
So you found that out the hard way?
Yep. Yeah.
They were all cut.
I mean, it was fine. It was rehearsal. It was a dress rehearsal.
They were like, George can't talk.
Yeah.
But then when you were on stage, they were just like, is that a Nike symbol? What is that?
Yeah. It was a fun time. I had some fun. I enjoyed it.
What was the deal? Were you just exploring your acting abilities, or what drove you to get to do a play?
Well,
as
at
an adult?
time, I had.
It'd be worse if you weren't an adult. If you're like, yeah, my cock and balls were out. I was in high school. It's fine. Yeah. Well, assless chaps.
It was just my vibe.
We just never performed in front of anybody except for 6 teachers.
I had intentions on going and trying to be on TV, be a TV actor, and
so you're just getting your acting chops warmed up.
Which I realized I really don't like community theater. I don't know if it would be different elsewhere or just if it was not community theater, if it was real theater, maybe it would be different, but I think not, because from the media that I've consumed about theater and theater people, it's that. It's basically
humiliating.
Well, not humiliating, but cliquey, and all the people are really dramatic. Go figure.
Right.
It's just the drama club kids
that didn't get into college for acting.
Go do something
right
good. They're in community theater.
Right.
And mostly I don't want to be doing that.
And you came in raw dogging. You were just I'm not a theater kid.
Right. I came in 25 going, I want to be a TV actor, but somebody suggested that I try some community theater about it.
Just like you did to Mondo in episode whatever that was.
Did I?
10 or something.
Did I do community theater?
Yeah.
Huh.
Remember, he was expressing how he wanted to be an actor. Oh. And then you were like, do this because I want to see you in Assless Chaps, probably. That's probably what happened. Yeah. Shout out Mondo.
Everybody's fucking each other.
Seems fair. I feel like actors probably in general are attention seeking. There's a void there. There's probably a whole lot of that kind of.
Yeah, I have no doubt that being on TV would be somewhat similar to community theater. Probably not quite so grating in general.
Yeah, you got to imagine it's the same sort of individual, not to say that they're all going to be that way, but that's probably going to be the commonplace, and then inflate that with money and ego.
Right.
I
mean, in my head, maybe, with some level of professionalism on account of this is your job, versus at community theater, it's just a hobby.
Right, but it's like any other job where when you're on the lowest level, you're clawing at whatever opportunity you can get.
Right.
And if people are being shitty, it's real hard not to get sucked into also being shitty to just be competitive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if you have the best intentions, and anything creative and artistic probably is a million times worse because there's so much leeway, and you know what I mean? Like,
in my time in
probably a bunch of drug use
around here, I met some of the people I dislike the most in my entire life.
Oh boy, that's a lot.
Yeah.
We live in Stockton. That's
There's a lot of terrible people here, but I met some of the ones that I disliked the most while I was doing that, and I didn't make any. I didn't make any lasting friendships. So,
how many shows did you do?
I did one in Linden, and then I did one here in Stockton Civic Theater.
How'd the experience itself go for you? Not like all the performances. How'd you feel about them?
It was fine. I didn't have a lot of lines in either of them. I had I did the Fantastics in Linden.
Mm-hmm.
I had a little monologue about being an actor. The Fantastics is a play about there's two neighbor kids that are in love with each other.
Okay.
And their parents don't want them to be in love with each other. Or, no, their parents do want them to be in love with each other.
Oh, that's weirder.
And they hire this troupe of actors to come
into the wind,
separate them apart so that they end up together. Or maybe the parents were trying to separate them and then they end up together because of it. I don't really remember. But I was playing, like...
All I know is I just had to show up places and not wear pants.
No, for that one, I was dressed as an Indian. But I was playing a British guy pretending to be an Indian. Like a... I
was going to say,
I had a headdress on.
Are there photos of you in brownface?
No brownface. But I am wearing a headdress. I do have, like, face paint, like, like real bad, offensive. But it's okay because I was playing a British guy who was pretending to be an Indian.
Sure, that's okay for now. We'll give it a month or two. I'm curious about... Okay, so I wasn't probably hanging out with you around that time. I don't know about any of this.
It was in my early to mid 20s.
Were you putting it out there that you were doing it? Or are you like, hey, friends on MySpace?
Facebook about it. It was Facebook at that time already.
Come hang out at my show or whatever.
Yeah, no, I did.
Nice. Did anybody show up?
People came.
Nice. Yeah. Okay.
My ex-girlfriend came to opening night. Like, at that time, she was my ex-girlfriend.
Okay.
And then she came to the after party.
She didn't want to be your ex-girlfriend anymore.
Well, she was my ex-girlfriend, but we were still, doing whatever.
Riding the baloney pony.
But then she came to the after party at BJ's.
Hey.
And then, no, I'm sorry, at Buffalo Wild Wings. And she and two of the girls who I was also interacting with, who were in the play with me.
Interacting with? I appreciate that.
Went out for a cigarette. And one of those girls was like 18 and liked me a lot and was threatened by my ex-girlfriend's presence there. And was like talking a lot of shit about that going on. And then my ex-girlfriend didn't talk to me for like 6 months.
Okay.
It was fine.
It was fine?
Yeah, it was fine. Oh, I actually came to see you in that stretch while she wasn't talking to me.
You came to see me?
Yeah, I came and you bought a bottle of Jameson.
I do that.
And I slept on your couch.
Hey, all right, cool.
That was... Where did you live? Off of Lincoln?
Yeah.
On Lincoln. Was it Lincoln?
Yeah, I had a Lincoln house.
Yeah, on Lincoln. That time.
I don't remember that at all. But
we were playing darts in the garage.
Those were good times.
Your brother came by that night.
Yeah, was my mom in town maybe even?
Your mom? Oh, you know what? It was the second time that I came over to that house. Because the first time I came over to that house, your brother came by.
Uh-huh.
And the second time I came over to that house, your mom was in town. And I cried to your mom about how upset I was that my ex-girlfriend wasn't talking to me.
That makes sense. My mom has always loved you, by the way. She'll be in town probably next month.
Good. Maybe I'll see her this time.
Yeah.
Missed her the last couple.
We got to get her on the podcast. That's what we got to do.
That's true.
Her and my sister. They're a good time. They're a fun time.
Hey, are you getting deposits from Patreon? Because I'm not.
No. What?
I think we might have like $50 or $60 in the Patreon account.
I've never interacted with Patreon one time.
I need to go. I need to log into that because.
But I expect $25 to $30
sure.
coming my way.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I went on my bank account and I was like, because your sister gives us $1 a month.
Okay.
Or maybe $3.
Poor
I'm
thing.
not sure. And Nina is, I believe, a $10 a month subscriber.
Nina is a ride or die. She's been there since the beginning.
Uh-huh. And I haven't gotten a deposit from Patreon in a long while. So I think we might have money cooking.
Patreon just knows. They're like, we don't.
You haven't been logging in. We're keeping this.
Like, you haven't posted anything, you criminals.
Yeah. The last time I logged in there, it tells you, because, when you fill out what all you're offering, then it's going, like, you're supposed to be logging into that on a regular basis to upload your bonuses and extras for your patrons. And when you log in, it's like, you're behind however many posts. And it was like 300 or something. Like, it was a lot.
We're losers.
Yeah. But go sign up for our Patreon. You can download some Patreon-only wallpapers. There's a couple of short segments of audio that are only available on Patreon. And also, whatever else you see offered there, we don't do that anymore. So don't expect it.
That's not true. We just, I don't know, maybe we should change the prices on stuff.
Well, we have to change. I've talked about it on here before that I was going to like reestablish it and set it up with different levels and stuff. We do need to change the prices. We do need to figure out some kind of extras to put on there because, the extras that we had up for grabs, some of them we literally are not doing that. Like, we don't have a way to do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if anybody has been listening to our podcast since the beginning, one thing that's been a through line is that we are not...
Until now, we haven't been very consistent.
We're losers. We're big, fat-headed. These hats are regular sized. Our heads are just fat. We're fat-headed losers. It's fine. That's why you're here. You love us. Love is unconditional. I'm sorry. We'll do our best.
Thank you for your continued support.
Yeah.
We'll probably give you a t-shirt soon.
We got jobs.
For having...
Keep giving us money, and maybe we won't need to have jobs, and then we can do better. Is that how that works?
I think that's how it goes, man. I've just been posting stuff on my social media that's like, can somebody just give me some money?
I've been posting funny tweets for months, and I'm still not famous. I don't really know how the internet works.
I got some traction on Twitter the last few days. I've been doing a lot more interacting with other people's stuff on there instead of just going on and like posting something stupid that isn't funny. Like, my stuff isn't even usually funny.
Yeah,
I don't even try to be funny on there.
Yeah, you post like...
I complain about fast food restaurants mostly.
Yeah, mostly Postmates. You're like, this person didn't tip.
Yeah. Somebody tipped me 15 cents.
It happens, man. You just round up.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Yeah. But I've been doing some good interaction. I've been making some witty comments on other people's stuff.
Witty.
There was a funny post that somebody did that was like, during all this quarantine, make sure to check on your outside shoes. They're not doing good. And it was a picture of these like kind of like tan pink New Balances.
Okay.
From behind, they're sitting on the floor, and you're looking at them from behind, and they look like two faces screaming, just because like the way the foot hole is shaped with the thing, and then the tongue looks like the top of the mouth. It was funny, and so I did a couple of photoshops of using those as faces on people. And
just throw them up real quick.
Yeah, I got some good. I got one of them has like 37 likes on it.
Bro, that's a lot.
That's a lot. That's some of the most interaction I've ever had. I think the last time I got some hot traction was when Animal Crossing New Horizons came out last year. Yeah, maybe last year. Shortly before COVID, Animal Crossing New Horizons came out. And they were having this event in the game where there was like balloons that you gotta shoot out the sky, that usually when balloons come across the sky, they'll drop and then you'll get like some kind of prize, a piece of furniture, a new shirt, something like that. But with this event, it was like a springtime event, and every balloon almost had eggs that you needed to collect to make like Easter furniture.
Right.
And yeah, I so didn't care, and it was just so much Easter furniture, or these eggs. And somebody had made a chart that was like what the different colors of balloons mean. Like if it's a blue one, you get furniture. If it's a red one, you get clothing. If it's a green one, you get a tool. If it's a yellow one, you get seeds or whatever.
Right.
And I did an edit of that. And I took all the labels off and just changed everyone to say eggs.
Okay. Wicked burn.
Yeah, it was a funny joke. And that got like 7,000 likes and retweets. There wasn't that many, but it was a lot.
Why don't you drive a Tesla?
Thousands.
I don't understand.
That doesn't mean anything. And none of my content is like that, so it gained me almost 0 followers.
They went to check you out and they're like,
this guy just complains about fast food.
If you can't relate with complaining about fast food, I don't want to hear what you have to say. Let's go ahead and take a break. We'll do final thoughts here in just a second.
Okay. No philosophy.
No philosophy. I'm not breaking promises.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
Are you worried about the consequences your breakfast may have on your waistline? If so, try our new I Can't Believe It's Not Butter. Its patented deontological formula guarantees that if you intend it to be a healthy breakfast, it will be. I Can't Believe It's Not Butter, brought to you by late 18th century Philosophical Creamery.
We're back. Final thoughts. Philosophy. No, I'm just kidding.
Kantian deontology.
Say that as many times in a row as you can. Fast.
We'll just keep saying it.
Great. Okay. Don't do that then. Wrapping it up here. We're doing it. We're thinking about things differently.
Yep.
We're growing. We're changing. Business age.
We're finally finding consistency.
We're finding consistency. We potentially have some traction with some of our goals, and maybe it didn't look like we had planned it, but there is tangible, foreseeable, predictable success in our future, even if we had to do it our own selves. Yeah. Nobody would give us the money, which is fair. We didn't really give them a lot to.
We didn't have a lot of traction, you know.
But you haven't heard the last of us. So, what else? I don't know, man.
How was your Easter? We already touched about that. Don't tell me about that. How was your weekend?
My weekend was trash, dog.
Yeah, you were pretty busy.
My weekend was trash.
You were pretty busy.
I helped family move, and they were long days, and I'm not even sure. I need to get into it for everybody to know exactly how it went, but it was, nothing was packed. We had to go to too many different places. I had to drive a big truck that I didn't enjoy, but you know what? When it was all said and done, I was very happy to have helped. I was very happy to have, I feel like, have taken charge in the situation.
Good.
I was quite pleased to see this chapter in my mother-in-law and father-in-law's life behind them so that they could move forward, because there was a whole lot of anxiety for them and the family for the last couple of months. And I'm happy that they're just able to settle for a second and regroup. Yeah. So, take care of your family and,
be well. Kaiser Permanente.
Fuck them. Fuck them. They can fuck all of the way off.
Sure.
But otherwise, yeah.
I heard they don't cover cancer.
Sometimes they're just like, go home and die. And that's the wrong decision, which they proved to us. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, whatever. I'm sure they have good drugs or something.
Well, it's nice that the pharmacy's right in the building.
Yeah, their facilities are beautiful.
Right.
What about you? What do you got going on? How was your weekend? Did you do anything of note?
I installed a bathroom faucet. That was good.
Okay.
It had been needing
to get done.
Yeah.
That's off-brand for you to do like
not being able to figure out the tenses in a sentence.
No, to like not do. I wouldn't. I guess a faucet is technology.
It's a little too manual labor for me.
Well, I don't want to rob you of your manliness, but yeah, you're generally more of an electronics based performer.
Sure.
So to do something like that, I'll say kudos to you.
Yeah.
I'm not good at that stuff either, but for whatever reason, people come to me to help them with those sorts of things, and I'm like, I guess I'll check out YouTube,
right,
and help you with your faucet.
Yeah. Yeah, it was successful.
So far.
I had a little bit of help. Not a lot. Did it mostly myself. What else? Saturday. I don't remember Saturday.
Must have been fun.
Maybe. I can't say.
No, whatever. We're obviously losing steam here, guys. Thank you for tuning in to episode 53 of the Dangerously Strange podcast. If you need faucet help, go ahead and email George.
Sure. I'll put a picture of me sitting under the sink.
Yeah. If you need help moving, have kids or something, because I'm not going to help you.
Right.
We'll see you next week. It's been a pleasure.
Oh.
Hope you guys enjoyed our philosophy discussions and, George's advice about liquids in the wind.
Right. Also, please go leave us a review on whatever platform you found this on, especially if that's the Apple Podcast.
And YouTube,
Spotify. If you have a Spotify account, please go follow us on Spotify. Just leave a review. It's gonna make a difference.
Smash that like button. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll call that an episode.
Yep. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.
Stay strange.
Bye.
The Dangerously Strange podcast is a production of Dangerously Strange Studios. Our theme music was created by Rick Russell. Special thanks to Nikki Costa, Mondo Martinez, Bradley Church, and of course, Becky Stone. Thanks for listening.